Yeah, he's with family.
Yeah. It should be streaming and I'm gonna start. There. All right. Also working. Gotcha.
I'll try to tell him so when.
Gotcha.
So share to hit share the screen.
And I would just do screen. I rarely bothered with like sharing specifically Microsoft PowerPoint because then you have to remember to go back to share and like change it to PowerPoint or sorry,
You list on the screen.
it'll show us up whatever's on your screen.
I can show this and then go back to.
And then you can, yeah, just go into any other tab and it'll show you that tab. But if you only have PowerPoint screen sharing, then regardless of what tab you're in, it'll only be showing PowerPoint.
I will show this is the main.
Yeah. Sorry.
I will show this is the main.
You just hit stops right up there. And that'll stop the screen share.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Sharing the screen in general is just good for like we reference a street view or something.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Save. There we go. All right. Yeah, if you guys need any assistance, just text me. Cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You just have the one preliminary matter for your case.
It's not even a preliminary thing. It's already a thing.
Send out notices.
I know.
So it needs to be full.
No, no.
Yes.
No, no.
Jamie said this.
I heard you went over.
It's not the case. If notices are sent out though, he's told me every time.
See you gonna be in there. Working out.
That's actually nice. Service.
Did you guys get the key? I didn't see a response.
Yeah, we got the fair.
You figured it, okay, good.
Emailed one on Saturday.
Good, good, good. Oh,
How you doing, Tim?
tired today. How are you?
Okay, rained on.
Sleepy weather.
It is sleepy.
This chair feels really short. I feel like I'm sitting on the floor.
You're on the floor.
I thought that there was like, is there like a spreadsheet that's got all the streaming numbers on or something? Cause I
I
feel
don't
like,
know, not that I know of. I think that's kind of what Dane was saying. they
Yeah.
have Access to the sheet.
and I think I do. So I haven't done it for like since 2020, so. But he showed you how to do it?
Yeah, he just did it.
Alrighty, Mike. You like being retired?
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, it's different world. I stay busy.
I don't know, I guess it's so hard for us non-retired people to get it, like, I just can't wait to retire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then everyone that's getting ready to or thinking about it, they're all real nervous, like, oh, I don't know, I'm like, get me out of here.
Yeah. Well,
You probably aren't actually retired though, are you?
well, yeah, I do go in the shop sometimes, but do my own thing or whatever. Eric, who, my son runs the place now. He's doing great. He got, still do a ton of stuff for Ohio State all the time. And he had a big job he did for Cleveland Browns, did Huntington Banks, has the naming rights to the field. So we had gigantic letters on the stadium we did.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Plus, we do a lot of, since Haslam, we did all the Columbus Crew stuff, so Haslam owns that, so now we're doing the Cleveland stuff. Love it. Bring Columbus up to Cleveland.
You get perks?
Not really.
I'd say we wouldn't be allowed to take perks,
The
so.
perk would be well, we'll get you in the front of the line, in the ticket line if you want to buy some tickets. That's the perk.
Oh, that could be wrong. Whatever. Let me see. Do we need all these 1, 2, 3?
Well, Pete won't be here. Pete Williams won't be here because he's doing some cancer treatment.
Where are you?
Good, how are you?
So.
Lose down one, because I think need to be your winged man.
Oh.
Unless you know.
Ooh.
The big law firm.
Oh. Exhausting.
They're kind of like Suits,
Huh?
kind of like the TV show Suits or.
No.
Or LA Law, or you forget somebody like.
You can't tell me that.
I'll say this, they never made any kind of TV show out of a sign company.
It's called Madden.
The way.
It's called Madden.
Well, yeah, that's great.
Here says yes, noses went up and they have to bus table.
Who?
Which one? The one that's already marked?
Case number one.
Oh, yeah.
That was one at Eastmore.
Yeah, they're not, they don't.
I'd say now's a good time for them to look at, because there's a zillion trees there. I don't even think you can see the building.
Probably got to recuse myself. It's- No. Mm. Your first one, too.
Hi, Dave.
Hello. You know, we have the school board under those school ones, doing this.
Yeah,
Yeah, the South Island.
the, Ann Street is, yeah, so.
Is this isn't the one we tabled, though?
I think it's well, the one that was tabled was
Each one.
That was the one we tabled? We weren't at the table.
Yeah, they didn't want to be on, it was more of a clerical.
Which wine, let's see.
The one that Steve was like, this sounds like that big? You sure you,
There's other building entrances that require that.
Yeah, it's quite scale.
So next one's.
Yeah.
I finished, they were. This morning, I'm getting a lot of surgery, this had. The day, this morning, then started. This is what it's working.
So, this is a 2-day job right now. Sometimes they're just like, coming out of my phone.
Yeah, that is, let's get it. That was parking, I had a text message that they were grabbing.
You just.
You would, in this case. Three levels there. The lowest level, so. With the two.
Did I was talking to me about that. It had to do with zoning the building on Bassett Avenue, fire shop. Did that all get approved and everything?
Yes.
Okay, so they start.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's close, they started. Oh, in August, or Wednesday,
I think it's last month.
the last month. So it's all go.
It's all,
That's surgery was.
they got their variances. I imagine by now they probably also got their variance.
Oh, okay.
So
That's exciting.
they have all their permits now. Should be-
Well, that's exciting for our neighborhood to get,
Oh, yeah.
you know, I mean, it's kind of a stressed
They
neighborhood.
have almost a whole block built out like that, all.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
No, all those nice stuff.
Oh, yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah.
I just drove by
All
today,
this-
thinking like, the shuttle back start.
Oh, I imagine those will pop up quicker than usually last.
Yeah. Well, around the corner on Leonard, there's that one development that originally it was containers, it was like built up preschool. And then, I mean, it started like 7, 8 years ago, and it never, and then finally that got torn down, and now there's another. But it's taken forever, I just don't get it.
Some projects, as you know, just are like that, very boring, on, Sunbury, between Morse and 161.
Yeah,
Same thing, for years, it was just an elevator shaft, and
yeah,
now they finally got it developed, not even the front elevation,
yeah,
and it's now sitting like that for again for a few years, and I think that one, I believe it's, because we looked up, there's a Islamic Youth Center, so I'm guessing there are some kind of.
funding issue, yeah, well.
Why did you not have it named? Yeah, think about it.
Let's do something with this.
Sometimes that way.
How-
I don't know.
I can break this out.
Use myself from one of these.
Here's the well, you guys gonna have a pack.
He's not, or who did you say?
Like out at Easton, it's done.
Mike, who did you say?
Everyone else is coming?
Pete Williams is not going to be.
Everyone
here.
else is coming?
I don't know about anything else.
As far as we know.
I assume Steve will be here, he's usually here.
I'm gonna put Steve's here, Nick here, we'll lead it the other side.
Okay.
Can I still, should I just walk away for what I'm recusing, or it's been a while, for me at least, can I still talk?
I know you cannot talk. Some people left and went, some in the gallery, some left. You could stay at the table, I don't care, as long as you on the record, put that you recuse yourself, and then don't make any googly eyes at anybody to indicate how you would vote, or what your feelings or thoughts or opinions are on the matter, just sit there and be quiet. How's that?
Perfect.
Sound legal advice?
So, like,
I'm good. Which number this guy?
This day.
no, not that one.
Yeah.
The, preferred living.
Breaking,
It's,
fixing
uh,
something like that, it's fine.
Yeah.
Folks are
Oh,
out,
okay.
we're asking, I'm like, I'm gonna be at the grass commission, I can.
No,
Be over.
no,
A lot of
preferred living
including
is
Afghans have been.
anthropology.
Yeah, no, yeah, right, all right, good, thanks.
These two today.
Yeah.
Question. Yeah, just make do this.
Sure. Do you think it'll help your case?
I think they're gonna do.
No indication of your thoughts, feelings, or opinions about the matter,
Right.
in any way, shape, or form, how's that? Covers all the legal bases.
Good.
Is Jamie coming? Where's Jamie? Is he at?
He's gone for a bit, visiting family.
Oh,
Every, once we call them.
I was, but I am now retired because she's on a travel, she's playing on a more competitive team. On Sunday, on Sunday, I took her to her sister at like 7:05 a.m. And we got home at 8:10 p.m.
Let's say it's a half day.
13 hours.
13 hours.
They won, it was a 12-team tournament they won, but like, I mean, I was just beat.
That was a sunny day too.
It was a good, yeah, I got sunburned on 70 degree weather somehow, man, so, but then we got another one this weekend.
What grade is she in?
She's going to sixth grade, so it's still technically, she's 11, but it's U10. Enjoy it, dude.
Sometimes it's all better when they lose early in a tournament like that.
But
I got recused myself. I didn't even know that was in there. It is.
Sounds like we're gonna have to do with you.
the reason you knew that is because you saw your senior.
Exactly. Well, I'm not, you know. I'm glad they're still selling. So
Maybe you don't have to. We just don't know if it's their company, but it's very.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll just make it.
But clearly, you didn't know.
I know. I'm thinking like, what the heck?
We're done.
You're going the opposite.
Yeah, yeah, I do. I mean, you know, hey, Robert. Columbus Sign Company's on number 6, and I'll recuse myself on that one.
Okay.
Even though I'm retired, my kid still has the business.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
But the only reason he knew it is because he saw his sign on the thing. It's like,
Right.
I know.
You don't even know you're doing it.
Yeah, I don't need to. See, I didn't even see it.
Let me get this back.
Switching seats, I'm open it.
Well, there's supposedly gonna be some more people, Joe,
I had to check the sign.
Nick and Lolita, maybe.
Did they respond to like the invite, whatever?
I believe so. I don't remember anyone saying no.
Yes, sir.
You know, all my guys are on that. So. Well, right across, I had really.
39,000.
Real quick,
And
so
then my brother, I was at him, but.
we should wait to see if somebody else comes, but like if quorum is 4, maybe, I mean, it's, if somebody recuses themselves, it's
My
3.
wife, she could do it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a problem because
It's the one time I just, but like I had a conflict years ago, I voted no. And then we had a, like, you're better off having 1 person voting no who's recused and then.
no, recusing means you remove yourself completely from it. You can't even participate in the deliberation discussion or vote.
He's gonna take guys
I'll
from.
figure that out. I'll give you this, but it's sound.
Oh, wow, that'd be great.
And he says he's gonna move Benny's bar, so we can come over here.
Cool. Very cool.
I mean, they should be here.
Is
There's no way to.
I mean, even though you have a quorum, if you want to wait a minute to start, you're.
Let's see where it's turning. I think, and that's the initials that she said, just waiting on bears.
I have to read 2 1 votes on. They give us the people say. I think we may have a two engineer there. They just got a lot.
Caleb emailed Jamie's. And he wanted better reply, came back, said that he, I'll be available, definitely. Started for me. But he emailed to me, I guess he just has some companionship. To
It says if only 4 or 5 members present, a concurrent vote of 3 members shall be necessary for.
Okay, so we're good.
So you think,
Yeah.
told you, it's Sal, people are done.
Well done.
Now, if 2 of you recused. then I
Yeah.
have to- Then I have
Let's do it. Cases.
then I'd have to put my teeth down.
Yeah. Should we, Tony, you ready?
Yep.
We just get going and if they show up, they show up?
Keep it better, Jen, yes, because I'm gonna say it, sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, you treat it fucking unfair. There's also about printing you on your own, so
I just always say, it's comes up, I usually put that.
Good. Good? Good. All right, we will bring the April, it says April on here. May Graphics Commission meeting under session. Do we have any preliminary matters before we start?
If we have 2 preliminary matters, first is the stamping of the sign for 1071 Fisher Road, GC 24-047. This is from about 2 months ago. Last month, the agent got me this diagram while we were up here preparing. So I didn't receive the email in time to get this stamped.
Was he, I don't know, did you share that at this meeting?
Yeah, you were out.
Yeah, so,
I was acting chairman, you want me to do that?
Yeah, I can.
Well, double check that. I'm kind of remembering that.
you are just littered with lots of questions. I think that's probably right, because I wasn't at that hearing, yeah.
Yeah, are you saying is it requiring a vote right now?
No, so 2 weeks ago, I wasn't here
Right.
and he forgot to sign a graphics plan and shouldn't Mike sign it because he was the acting chairman?
Yeah.
And I was it, right? Yes, you were then.
Not sure we had to do that on the record, but okay, that works.
And then second thing.
Yep.
Is case number 1, GC 25-014 for 417 South Whiting Avenue is requesting cabling.
Okay. Can I have a motion to table case number 1?
I'll make a motion to table case number GC 25-014.
I'll second.
Are your mics on?
Mine,
It is now.
Mr. Roy,
Yes.
Mr. Rumbaugh,
Yes.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Cooperman.
yes, and case is tabled.
Okay, that is it for.
Okay, next case is application number GC 25-015, 1160 Ann Street. Board. Hey there.
Hi, how are you? I'm Carissa Izzo from Columbus City Schools.
I see.
If you want me
Oh,
to,
we forgot to do the most important thing.
I want to see. Make sure the mic's on.
It should be.
Want me to go?
Fire away.
If anybody is going to provide testimony today, if you could just raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that all the information that you will provide in this matter in which you're testifying is true to the best of your belief and or knowledge? If so, say I did.
Mr. Trimmer, your case.
Yes, 1160 Ann Street, is located on the northeast corner of Ann Street, Thurman Avenue. It is South High School. It's part of the Legacy Lights program that we did before. This site is developed with the educational facility. Surrounding uses are a mix of single and multi-unit residential. Applicant proposes to install 4 10-square-foot banners on light poles on the south side of the building. Variances are being requested to increase the number of banners from 1 to 4, to increase the display time from 30 days to indefinite, and to increase the area from 16 square feet to 40 square feet for the total of all 4. C2P2 recommends signage should not obscure architectural detail, dominate the facade, or be excessively large. Staff note the proposal is consistent with these guidelines. Division of Traffic Management had no comments. And the Columbus Southside Area Commission recommends approval with a vote of 9-0. Staff can recommend approval as the proposed signage is consistent with C2P2 guidance and is appropriately scaled and located. The 4 10 square foot banners are mounted on light poles along the south side of the building, where their size and placement minimize visibility from public right of way and prevent them from dominating the facade or disrupting the surrounding residential character.
Hi, can you please state your name for the record?
Carissa Izzo.
And please present your case.
This is part of our Legacy Lights, which is part of the 614 beautification grant that we applied for from the city of Columbus. So we have 4 banners to go up in front of high school. As they rotate, as new information comes up with the schools, we'll be replacing the banners. So if they get into, say, the national schools, rating system, then those banners would be replaced with that. So it talks about the school's legacy and then also highlights what is going very well with the schools. And I also do have the updated version with sizing.
I don't remember from last month, were the other ones that we talked about, are you changing the banners? Or is this different?
No, as the banners, as they age, we would change them. As new information from the school, is updated, we would change it to, if their ratings, if they got a rating system, we would change it. Overall, they would stay the same, unless there's something new to tell the community.
If it's a variance, it doesn't indicate on that.
Yeah.
It is a variance, right? Is there only 4 light poles? We went through this exercise?
Yes, there's only 4.
Good answer. Good answer.
There's only 4, so we only have 4, and then we also made it to scale on those pictures.
Got it. Anyone have any questions? Okay, can I have a motion to adopt finding of fact?
I'll make a motion to adopt the finding of facts as stated by staff and applicant.
Second.
Oh, hold on. You should not participate since you just walked in at the very end and did not hear the whole recitation. You should just abstain from this matter.
I'll second. Okay.
I'm sorry, Steve.
I'll second.
Mr. Rumbaugh?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Hoyle?
Yes.
Chair Cooperman?
Yes, and can I have a motion to approve the application?
I'll make a motion to approve application GC 25-015.
I'll second that.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Hoyle?
Yes.
Mr. Rumbaugh?
Yes.
Chair Cooperman?
Yes, and the application's approved.
And if you mind, can you stay there? Apparently you have to request the tabling for the first one.
Oh, okay. I request tabling for CG 25-15. No, 14. Sorry, this is 15. 14.
I figured you had already done that in advance. Okay, I think that's sufficient. You
Okay.
already voted on it.
Clarification that the applicant be the one on the record request tabling.
Got it.
Yes, tabling, please. We have to look at trees and stuff to be good.
And you want me to sign this as part of the application or not?
No, it was just to show you some.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you.
Next case. GC 25-017 1355 Edge Hill Road.
Yes.
Mr. Trimmer again.
1355 Edge Hill Road is located on the west side of Edge Hill Road, approximately 400 feet north of West Third Avenue. It is zoned to AR3 and part of the 25 Northwest Area Commission. The 3.77 site is developed with a 5-story, 276-unit building and subsequent apartment. Surrounding uses are 30 stories to the east, multi-unit residential to the southwest, and commercial to the north. A graphics plan is being requested to allow one projecting sign with an increase in area from 32 square feet to 60 square feet, and increase in height from 8 feet to 30 feet, as well as 2 permanent on-premise ground signs or roof signs. Planning is supportive of the proposal. Columbus citywide planning policies recommend all signs should be compatible with the size of the building for existing architectural features. Staff note that the proposal is consistent with C2P2 design guidelines, therefore planning is supportive. This vision of traffic management had no comments, and, I don't know the vote, but it was approved, it was approved by the Northwest Area Commission on May 13th. Staff recommend approval of the requested graphics plan as the proposed signage is appropriately scaled for a large mixed-use development. Staff further notes that the increased size of the projecting and roof sign is suitable for the 5-story building and does not obscure its architectural feature check.
Can you please state your name for the record?
Joe Gavin, Belford Development.
I'm sorry, your last name?
Gavin. And Dave Perry, consulting to Elford on this application.
Please present your case.
Thank you. The request is as stated by staff. Elford has a 276 unit, 5-story apartment complex with structured parking nearing the end of construction. And this is the proposed graphics, 1 projecting sign, 2 roof signs. I'll point out, just so there's no misunderstanding on the roof signs, the graphics code defines a roof sign as any sign above the deck of a flat roof. And these are actually on the parapet rather than on the roof, but they are above the roof deck.
Wouldn't be a meeting if we didn't hear the word parapet.
Right.
Does anyone have any questions? This is a graphics plan, so we don't need to, we do? Okay. Does anyone like to make a motion to adopt the finding of fact?
I'll make a motion to stop the finding of facts as stated by staff.
Second thing.
Mr. Cavallari?
Yes.
Mr. Hoyt?
Yes.
Ms. Weinstein?
Yes.
Mr. Rumbaugh?
Yes.
Mr. Moore? Yes. Sarah Cooperman?
Yes. Can I have a motion to approve the application?
Motion to approve application GC 25-017.
Mr. Hoyt?
Yes.
Ms. Weinstein?
Yes.
Mr. Rumbaugh?
Yes.
Mr. Moore? Yes. Mr. Cavallari?
Yes.
Sarah Cooperman?
Yes, and your application is approved.
Great, thank you.
It looks great.
Great, thanks. Yeah, really nicely done graphics.
You're not.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Right. We're going to be, our meetings going forward from June through October, I think, maybe not October, but we'll be across the street in the 141 First Drive. If one of them isn't, it will be right here in 205. But they're doing construction in here, which that what reminded me, because it sounds so bad. They're putting all new, a whole new sound system. All new, everything is gonna be better.
Okay.
But you'll know where it's going before we go.
Next case is application number GC 25-0186899 Harlem Road.
Mr. Chairman, I recuse myself on this one.
So do I.
You don't need to leave the room, just sit there and be quiet. Don't make any goo-goo.
I can do that.
I am recusing myself. I will sit here and listen to all you fine people debate.
For purposes of the record, just that you and Mr. Cavallari could state your recusing, and then, will Mr. Hoy then run the show? for the-
I'll be the acting. Go for it.
I've worked with the agent.
Just for purposes of the record, just indicate your recusing from the matter and
And I'm recusing application GC 25-18, 1699 Carmel Road for those reasons.
Yeah, is your mic on?
So bad in here.
Here, everyone can shift down one, there's an extra mic here, make your lives easier.
There we go.
Did you get that, Tony?
I did. I can figure it out because I knew what you were talking about, but it's sort of quiet.
Oh, okay, Mr.
Wait. Did you?
I already said it, but I'm chairman is recusing himself as well.
Thank you.
I'm Mike Hoy, acting chairman.
for case number 4.
Thank
So Steve, if you could go ahead and present the case.
GC 25-018 for 6899 Harlem Road. It's located on the west side of Harlem Road, approximately 425 feet north of Central College Road. It is not located in a neighborhood group. It's zoned AR1 apartment residential and LAR1 limited apartment residential districts. The 16.11 acre site is being developed as a multi-unit apartment complex. Surrounding uses are all residential with a mix of single unit and multi-unit dwellings. The applicant proposes to install an entry arch sign for an apartment residential community and requesting variance to increase the maximum height of a ground sign from 6 feet to 34 feet and to increase the maximum allowed traffic area of 32 square feet to 200 square feet. A little bit of history. This property was the subject of CE 22-095 and CV 22-144. These applications rezone the property from rural to apartment residential AR1 and reduce development standards for multi-unit residential development. Planning has no comment as the Rockview Board Blacklit Court planning does not address the matter of graphics. Division of Traffic Management has no comments. Staff can recommend approval of the requested variance because a typical ground sign would likely require a setback variance, could lead to clear vision conflicts with pedestrians and traffic turning in and out of the apartment complex. Furthermore, the proposed sign is also being utilized as an architectural feature for the new apartment complex.
Thank you. We do have the applicant here. Would you please state your name?
Sure. David Hodge, attorney for the applicant, and really on this one, a picture's worth 1,000 words. You guys saw staff's presentation. It's a great looking sort of, short north archway sign here in lieu of either wall signage, which would be inappropriate, or a ground sign, as staff stated. Ground sign could create some complications. So to me, this seems like a perfectly acceptable proposal here. And I think all of us in this room understand that the graphics code is not the most creative animal in the world. And sometimes when you try to do interesting things like this, it's a little bit of a square peg in a round hole. So requesting this variance to accommodate this type of signage, and certainly grateful for the city's recommendation of approval, and hopefully the Graphics Commission will do the same.
I do have a question. Is the arch over city right away, or
It's
is
not.
it, okay, so it's private, it's your private entrance?
Yeah, it sits back about 18 and a half feet off of the edge of the right of way. This exhibit that they have up there, I know it's very, very hard to see, but that shows there we're 18 and a half feet back off of the edge of right of way.
Yeah, and then I do.
If we were in the right of way, Jerry Reiser would be all over.
Well, I would think so. That's what I was kind
With
of.
licenses and easements and whatever else he would require, and it would take us 8 months. So we're not in the city's right of way.
Well, I think it looks great, but I do need to ask the question about hardship and so forth. How would you address that?
Sure. Great question, and I suppose that's why we're here. I would say that the standard is, I love it when this comes up, is really more practical difficulty than hardship. And I've said before in these meetings, and sometimes the lawyers in the room roll their eyes at me, but to me, the practical difficulty standard under the Duncan versus Middlefield case is a way to have boards like you deciding on variances come to a determination as to whether or not the proposal before you is reasonable. In this case, I think it's abundantly clear that this proposal is reasonable. I might even argue that the graphics code in this case is a little bit unreasonable in terms of its inflexibility. I know that the city is taking a look holistically at the graphics code and is likely to bring forward some changes to the graphics code in the future because of the difficulties and the complications associated with it. But maybe the best argument for practical difficulty and why this signage is appropriate in lieu of a ground sign is what Mr. Smedley said, the staff, and that is that having the ground sign is likely to create some clear vision or sight triangle issues. And so this application is preferable. It's up off the ground and really provides an elegant entry into this apartment complex, which is in the city of Columbus, but up in the New Albany submarket.
I think that sounds right. And I mean, to me, I look at it, there's two large buildings there, so to speak. I mean, you could have had signs on each of those or whatever, and you're consolidating it to one.
Yeah.
I think the square footage probably is fine. But anyways, I think we answered that question. Are there any other questions from the audience? Okay. Can I have a motion for a finding of facts?
I'll make a motion to adopt the finding facts as stated by staff and the applicant.
A second.
Ms. Augustine,
Yes.
Mr. Rumbaugh,
Yes.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Acting Chair Boyd.
Yes. And with that, like to move on to get a motion for approval.
I'll make a motion to approve application GC 25-01.
Second.
I'll second.
Mr. Rumbaugh,
Yes.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Ms. Augustine,
Yes.
Acting Chair Boyd.
Yes. And it is approved. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. See you soon.
Nice speech, Dave.
Yeah, don't get yourself.
Next case is GC 25-019, 3134 Trade View Road. Please come forward. And Mr. Smedley, your case.
Yeah, PC -019 through 3134 Tradeview Road, is located on the northwest corner of Tradeview Road and Quarry Trail Drive. It is located in the West Iota Area Commission and zone AR1 Apartment Residential District. The 8.24 acre site is being developed with multi-unit dwellings. Surrounding uses include a mixed-use park with commercial and multi-unit residential to the north and east, single unit and multi-unit dwellings to the south, and manufacturing to the west. The applicant proposes to install a 8.3 foot tall ground sign with a sign area of 70.6 square feet and requesting a special permit to allow an off-premise ground sign. This property has been the subject of multiple zoning applications. Z21-017 rezoned the property from manufacturing M to apartment residential AR1. CV21-020 reduced development standards for a multi-unit residential development. GC 22-013 granted special permit for an off-premise sign for the mixed-use development containing a park, residential, and commercial uses. Planning generally supports the proposal, but requests a reduction in height to ensure consistency with the Tradeview Roberts area plan and C2P2 design guidelines. C2P2 states that monument-style signage is encouraged with recommended maximum height of 6 feet. Staff knows that the style of proposed sign is consistent with C2P2 design guidelines, however, is taller than the recommended maximum height. Therefore, planning could support a revised sign that is more consistent with C2P2's recommended signage height. Additionally, staff note concerns regarding the placement of the proposed sign, as this would create multiple signs along the Tradeview Roberts Road frontage. C2P2 recommends that large development should utilize integrated signage. As such, planning encourages that the relocation of the sign to an internal location on the site be explored, but does not condition support on this request. Division of Traffic Management has no comments. The West Iota Area Commission recommends approval with a vote of 8-0. And staff recommends disapproval of this request because the proposed sign is taller than 6 feet recommended maximum height for monument style sign in this area. Staff would be supportive of a sign with a reduced height of 6 feet. Furthermore, staff feels this sign would be better located internally along Quarry Trail Drive to direct visitors to their destination once they have entered the park and to reduce visual clutter along Tradeview Road. If approved, staff is recommending condition that the height of the ground sign will be reduced to 6 feet as required by C2P2 design guidelines. And I was too busy giving the report, I didn't show any of the slides, so. This is the location. This is the previously approved sign for the park. And this is what the sign question looks like.
Sign what?
A question.
Will it look like there's
Gentlemen, could you please state your name for the record and confirm you've been sworn in?
My name is Dave Perry, consulting for Thrive Companies, and I have been sworn.
Austin Lindsay from Thrive Companies.
Please present your case.
Thank you. Members of the commission, I think you're all familiar with Quarry Trails. It's a gigantic Thrive development. I think they're here in the 80 acres area presently. And hundreds of apartments and for sale housing and commercial uses. The development is accessed from Treby Road on Quarry Trails Drive, which is several hundred feet long. On the screen on the, yeah, thank you for pointing to that. The long driveway from Treby to where it flares out is Quarry Trails. The project was developed in partnership with Thrive Companies and Metro Parks. The Quarry Trails Metro Park is now open and operating. And the issue today is, and the reason for this application is where Quarry Trails Drive flares, there are several commercial businesses and there is space that Thrive has not leased yet. Yep, in that area. And the business operators have asked Thrive for identification on Trayview. They need something that's identifying the location and driving traffic to the interior of Quarry Trails. So on the first point, which is not a condition of the planning staff, but just pointed out, but on the first point of a sign farther north on Quarry Trails, perhaps you're familiar with Polaris Fashion Place at the entrance to the ring road of the mall. There are panels with many of the larger merchants, but they're not intended to identify from Polaris Parkway. So just as an example with this, this is intended in a modest way to identify the merchants in Quarry Trails on Trayview, so to identify where to turn and that they're there in the first place. A directional sign, perhaps several hundred feet up Quarry Trails or where Quarry Trails Drive splits, wouldn't even begin to accomplish the purpose of the tenants having identification on Trayview Road. On the other aspect of it, and I'll tell you on the city staff review, planning staff were the only comments on this application, and then the area commission voted unanimously in support and recognized the need for identification on Trayview. So on the other point, I've had previous applications with the commission regarding C2P2 and recommended ground sign height. The C2P2 recommendation, I will read to you. In suburban areas, monument style signs are recommended and should not be taller than 6 feet. The planning staff supports this style of sign. It's a recognition of the quarry and rustic aspects of Quarry Trails development. And the only distinction is whether it's maximum 6 feet or 8 feet, and it's 8 feet 4 inches to the top of those supports on the right and left side of the sign. But what the C2P2 doesn't recognize is it doesn't recognize the whole basis of the Columbus sign code, and that is sign performance based on site conditions. This is a 6-foot recommendation on a 25-foot right of way, 25 miles an hour, and it's a 6-foot recommendation on a 5-lane, 45-mile-an-hour right of way. Treby Road is a major east-west arterial. Clearly, drivers are driving fast. They're paying attention to driving more than they are when they're at 25 miles an hour. And then on top of that, if you'll, there's probably a better slide, Stephen, if you'll flip through those. I want to show the guardrail. Here we go, the guardrail. Other than at the intersection of Quarry Trails and Trayview has a guardrail, and Trayview on this portion of it is under the Franklin County Engineers jurisdiction, not Columbus. But anyway, there's a guardrail. So if 2 feet is taken out of the sign, then there's either less panels to identify the merchants requesting help, or there are panels below the level of the guardrail, which doesn't accomplish anything. So I would like to see the C2P2 maximum of 6 feet taken in context of a situation rather than a universal recommendation. So for those reasons of sign performance, physical blockage with the guardrail, and a very modest sign. I mean, if this if Thrive wasn't trying to blend what's acceptable to them and appropriate for the street and so on, honestly, this sign could be much bigger for the identification. So with that, we request your approval and believe there are conditions warranting not pursuing the planning staff recommendations.
Is this depicting two empty tenant slots? Is that for future?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've driven on that road very many times and.
Yeah. Those are all existing tenants and there's an allowance for two additional.
Yeah, and that Quarry Trails is very long.
Yep.
I didn't even realize it had a street that was named a street, that connects it now. And does anyone have any questions?
I do. Is the guardrail on for the trails or?
It's on tree.
The guardrail's on Trailview. Yep. Yep. And it's completely outside of the control of Thrive. So the guardrail.
Dave, not to split hairs, you mentioned that the sign was for merchants, but it's not just merchants, tenants too.
Well, I meant merchants in terms of businesses,
Business.
identification. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many businesses are in Quarry Trails, do you know?
Austin, how many do you have open now?
So there are, in the office building, there are 3, and then we have a restaurant, there is a gym, there is also a coffee shop / bar in the afternoon, and then 1 vacant space as well. That could be split into 2.
And you have your athletic facility,
Yep.
playables, yeah. Yeah.
So on slide 21, with blue buildings, those you mentioned,
So they're mostly all leased, right? Or?
Yes, for the most part. So the purple boxes that you see there are all of the retail spaces, and then the office building is the orange there.
okay. And they're allowed
Wall signs or roof signs?
So they have very small ones, but they're just not visible from Trayview. Yep.
We did a variance for, one of the one with the 3 buildings.
Part of the comment, part of the.
3 businesses, yeah.
The office.
There was a variance three years ago, maybe, for the office building, but it's small identification and it couldn't even possibly get big enough to be seen from Turkey Road.
Yeah. Thank you.
Was the retail an afterthought in this complex?
No, this was always a part of the plan. It's just finding users and getting them down there. It took a while as we were kind of building out. No one really knew what was down there.
Yeah.
And we just started kind of opening the first phase. First phase of homes is in. The park is now open, so we're getting a lot more visitors down there and a lot more attractions. So
I'm a little surprised you got any retailer to sign a lease back there without any signage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other question I had was, do I not see that the ground falls down, Bill, from Trayview Road?
It does
So
slow
we
down.
have
Yeah.
not only do we have the guardrail in the way, the ground drops.
Correct. Yeah, you can kind of see there the slope, and it goes much further down
Maybe about
once
a
you
foot below,
to the split.
couple foot below. So losing height is, it's even worse.
Yeah.
The slope drops from the intersection west considerably.
It's so, and the sign is going to be, say, I'm just gonna guess 30 feet this side of the original sign for Quarry Trails.
Correct. So there is a small walking path that you can kind of see there that goes behind the monument sign. So it'll be
okay.
just behind there. Yep.
And there's not, so the original sign is probably already at the 15-foot setback right away. What I'm getting at is that this sign couldn't be in line with the monument sign.
Right. The Quarry Trails was an off-premise graphic also a couple years ago, and that was at 15 feet.
Okay. Is it off premise?
Both of those are off premise.
Yeah.
They're considered.
So because
Is this parcel right
Okay.
here
Yeah,
is separate from
okay.
the park.
The Metro Park property is between the Trade View frontage and the Quarry Trails development.
Metro Park, it's a Metro Park?
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Quarry Trails
With
Metro
Interconnects
Park.
onto Dublin Road too, I think,
With
in the back
housing?
part of the park does.
Really?
That's correct.
I gotta be honest, I've never seen this before. I didn't.
Go walk, it's really nice.
It's, yeah, really nice.
Check
Check it
I
out.
did not know that was there.
You should go. Trails.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. So like a housing development mixed with the park.
Excuse.
Correct, yep.
Wow, okay. So the park kind of brings in traffic to the retail. So the retail's got not more than just the housing to support it. It has people that are visiting the park to support it.
Correct.
That's how you were able to convince retail to use that space.
Yeah, it's a big factor. We like to say that the Metro Parks is one of the biggest amenities
Yeah.
for our community, as well as vice
There's
versa.
that, because when I first look at it, I think the only traffic you have is the housing. You have more traffic. that
Well,
comes into the park.
the Metro Park has a separate entrance. You can come in from Quarry Trails, but the Metro Park also has an entrance on Dublin Road.
Is that entrance ID with the Quarry Trails sign? Like this one is?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the back entrance is,
It's
because
also an
it's,
apartment complex. kind
Yeah.
of.
yeah.
Okay. And Thrive is just involved with the housing and the retail in there. That's what you guys kind of manage or?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
And then, yeah, Metro Parks, we donated quite a bit of land to them to
Okay.
kind of build their park
Oh,
out.
okay.
Yep.
So the people you work for own for the housing and then the city's wrapped around it?
Correct.
Okay. But like, you all got together and said, hey, this is a cool idea, let's do it together?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thrive is the builder. Some of the housing is for sale product and some of it's rental.
Does Thrive own that or is it management?
We do the management as well. Yep.
Okay, any other questions? Can I have a motion to adopt the finding of fact?
I'll make a motion to adopt the finding of facts as stated by staff on the applicant.
Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Cavalaris,
Yes.
Mr. Hoy,
Yes.
Ms. Augustine,
Yes.
Mr. Rumbaugh.
Yes.
Yes, can I have a motion to approve the application?
I'll make a motion to it.
Sure.
Somebody else gonna take this one. I'll make a motion to approve application GC 25-019.
I'll second.
Mr. Cavalaris,
Yes.
Mr. Hoy,
Yes.
Ms. Augustine,
Yes.
Mr. Rumbaugh,
Yes.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Chair Cooperman.
Yes, your application is approved.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have to go over there.
Last case. GC 25-020.
Mr. Chairman, I will need to recuse myself from that.
Put it on the record.
Mike Hoy will need to recuse myself from case number GC 25-020.
This is Mr. Trimmer's case.
Yep. 1599 Oak Street is located in the southeast corner of Oak Street and Kelton Avenue. It's zone AR3 and part of the Near East Area Commission. The site is being developed with a multi-unit residential complex. Surrounding uses are an eating and drinking establishment to the north and a mix of single and multi-unit dwellings to the southwest and east. The applicant proposes to install a residential entrance sign. The variance is being requested to increase the graphic area from 24 square feet to 42 square feet. Planning is supportive of the proposal. The Near East area plan states sign should be compatible with the building, neighboring buildings, and character of the commercial node. Staff note that the proposed signage is consistent with the plan design guidelines, therefore planning is supported. Division of Traffic Management has no comments, and the Near East Area Commission recommends approval with a vote of 6-3. Staff recommends approval of the requested variance as a proposed sign is appropriately scaled for a multi-unit residential development. Additionally, the increased graphic area is compatible with the surrounding area and does not negatively impact adjacent properties or the streetscape. Chair.
Hi, can you please state your name for the record and confirm you've been sworn in?
Yes, been sworn in, Bob Lamb.
Please present your case.
Yes, we're requesting this signage for several reasons. The configuration of the lot is very tight, allowing a lot of frontage on the north and south side. South side faces an alley, and then very limited, as you can see from the site plan, visual lines as well as space on the east and west side of the site area. So the north is the most logical position for that sign, especially based upon the entryway. We are limited in the overall area to do any monument sign due to traffic concerns at the intersection point. And so we're requesting that we be able to place this sign along the building. It also has topography issues. The flow from east to west creates change in height. And so the location of this sign with the size of the sign allows it to be pedestrian friendly as well as vehicular friendly, but also allows individuals to see it without it being overpowering.
Anyone have any questions?
Is this the only sign on the?
Yes, this is the only sign.
This is on the south side of the street that runs along the trolley barn where they restore the trolley barn.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know where we're at. Your setback of that building, it's like right up against the street, isn't it?
Correct. We have about 2 feet, I believe, of right of way.
I'm just curious, so how high is it off the ground?
I believe it's listed on the plan.
6 feet?
But I believe that says so.
I believe it's 6 feet, maybe it's like 6 and a few inches, but yes. 6
The
feet.
top is 6 feet, yeah.
And the topography means it's
Yep. Okay. No landscaping obstruction or anything like that?
no, the landscaping is all kept very low in that area.
So I took that from like the trolley, like basically in front of local cantina. So,
Can't hear you,
like,
Adam.
I took that picture in front of like local cantina.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where you can kind of see where it would be. I guess it's more for the scale of the people at the trolley.
I don't know if I can.
Oh,
You can't approach, but he can figure out where.
This shows.
Okay. So that's a retaining wall for the stairway?
Correct.
Yeah. So the variance is for a wall sign larger than square footage allowed?
Steve,
it's not a wall sign.
I didn't hear what Steve said.
You need to change your microphone.
Oh, the variance.
It's not a wall
Steve.
sign?
Steve, we need you to speak
I
into the
didn't hear
mic.
what you said. The variance is what?
It is not a wall sign? What is it?
We're considering ground sign because wall sign is defined as attached to a building facade that is that supports the roof. So this doesn't support the roof.
Because it's on the stairs, it's not technically a wall sign, it's a separate structure.
Considering wall, you're considering the stairway.
For Tony's.
Yeah, and it has more of the characteristics of a ground sign
Okay.
than it does a wall sign.
I'm gonna give everybody a friendly reminder. Tony is trying to get down everything you say. Please lean into the microphone, speak one at a time, speak loudly and clearly. If there's an appeal and the record's terrible, you're gonna lose.
Hopefully this will all be over when the new stuff is in here.
I have no more further questions.
Anyone else have any questions? Can I have a motion to adopt the finding of fact?
Make a motion to adopt the finding of facts, state by stat, have to.
I have a second.
I'll second.
Lolita beat you.
Oh.
So you couldn't hear her.
Ms. August,
Yes.
Mr. Brumbaugh,
Yes.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Campbell.
Yes.
Chair Cooperman.
Yes, can I have a motion to approve the application?
Make a motion to approve application GC 25-020.
Second.
Mr. Brumbaugh,
Yes.
Mr. Moore,
Yes.
Mr. Campbell.
Yes.
Ms. Augustine,
Yes.
Chair Cooperman.
Yes, your application is approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
It looked great too.
Nothing else?
That is it.
The meeting is adjourned.
Yes.
There's your, graphics. Tony, what are they, tell me what they're doing in here. Tony, what are they?
They're gonna have.
Audio.